The What It Takes Radio Company is proud to present one of the finest programs in how to be a world-class podcaster. Because indeed, the world needs to hear your story. So, let's figure out how to get that story out into the world. And you are off to a great start, but you're still not quite good enough, but that's okay. And here's the rest of the good story for today. Greetings, welcome back once again. Do you want to be a world-class broadcaster? I mean to be so good that people would actually pay you to put on a commercial or a promotion for them or their business. Or you want to be so good that somebody would actually pay you to then come and give a talk or a speech or a seminar or a training program to their organization or their business? Do you want to be so good that people in the broadcast and podcasting business will actually ask you to come and teach others how to be really good? I hope so. I hope you want to be really good, and that's why this program is very different. You can go and get a 1 hour, maybe a 2 hour class, and it will teach you everything you need to know to do a podcast. But that probably won't work for most people. And so today I'd like to just do exactly what the title says. You're off to a good start, but you're not good enough. You're off to a good start, but you're not good enough. Now, remember, this is fundamental. I'm going to tell you a story. Remember now, storytelling is the only effective means of communication. And we're a podcaster, you have to become a storyteller. The best podcasts are just people telling stories and other people asking questions. And so that's a lot of what we do on this training program. And that's a lot of what I do in my podcasts. I just tell stories and ask questions. And there's a secret where that came from. And we'll talk about that maybe someday. Okay, now the story is that many years ago when I moved from Minnesota to Arizona, where of course you could, the summer is just there most of the time in the Tucson area. There are over 300 days a year in which the sun shines. It's one of the sunniest places in the world. And I was at a small community, a senior center, and they had a golf course. Now, I had never played golf ever. I had taken a lesson in golf when I was had a gym class in college. I had to get a gym class credit, and there was one on, and we went out to the golfing range, and we had instruction on how to learn how to play golf. And that was the last time I'd ever done it. And so I decided maybe I better try and take that up again, see how it works out. And I wasn't sure I wanted to do that, but I thought, there's a lot of people who do that, and I can make friends, and so I want to become a golfer. Well, I had a good coach. Remember, get a coach. So I went to the pro and said, well, would you begin to teach me how to do golf? And he said, sure, I'll be glad to do that. And so he then took me out and he gave me one of his clubs and said, okay, and we're going to start with this club here. And he gave me a driver. And he said, the first thing you got to do is you got to get the ball off the tee. All right? And he began to instruct me on that. But then he said, do you have any questions? And I said, well, what kind of equipment should I get now? What kind, this was yours. What kind? He said, Stan, don't buy any equipment yet. First of all, there's lots of people around here who have, they're really good and they've got second or third hand clubs that they bought years ago and they don't use them anymore, but they're still sitting in their garage. See if you can borrow a golf club from somebody else. Don't buy any yourself, and certainly don't buy any of those expensive ones. You're not good enough. And then he made a wonderful statement. He said, Stan, when you're just beginning, it doesn't matter whether you have $1,000 driver or one that you borrowed from someone else. In your game, it won't make any difference because you're not good enough for the better club to make that much of a difference. Maybe someday, but not yet. And of course, that was true. And why is he so, okay, get a driver, okay, get a 5-iron or a 7-iron, and get a putter. And that's how we'll learn. We'll learn how to do the long game, we'll do the middle game, and then we'll do the short game. And we'll see how you like it. And we'll go from there. Now, the same thing is true because, that was good advice, and I tried it, and then I finally upgraded myself. I didn't spend a lot of money, but I did get a set, and it just that it wasn't something I was going to get good at. I didn't find that I was really enjoying it that much, and so I gave it up. But I didn't lose a lot of money, and I had a lot of fun, and I learned a lot. I really did. I learned a lot from the experience. Now, the same thing is true for you. You're going to be a broadcaster. And so you say, well, I'd like to get one of those golden microphones like you have. My friends, this is very inexpensive. In fact, I'm still using some of the very inexpensive microphones and equipment that I got a long time ago. So don't let anybody talk you into the fact that you need, a $300 microphone or that you need all of this equipment. You're not good enough for it to make a difference yet. So don't fall for that. And by the way technology is coming in is that oftentimes what you will discover is that $50 microphone is just as good as a $500 microphone was 10 years ago. That's exactly what is happening. So don't get sucked into buying a lot of expensive stuff. So let me get you started. And remember, here's another story. Years ago, when I was doing business performance coaching full time, and I'm still doing it now because people have asked me to come back, I had a friendly saying. I said, here I went. What do Luciano Pavarotti and Tiger Woods have in common? And here's the Italian tenor. And here is the up-and-coming world-class golfer. And I simply said this. They are very good at what they do. They've been doing this for a long time, and they're very, very good at what they do. Number two, they love what they do. That's why they're good at what they do, because they practice hard and long. You have to love it. Third, they make a lot of money because they're very loving and they're very good at what they do. And number four, they both have a coach. Even though they're the best in the world, they still have a coach. And partly what I'm doing, no matter whether you want me and my team to do it for you, hey, we can do it for you. That's fine. But even if you choose to do it yourself, you still need a coach. And perhaps this is a bit of an audition. If you're just started in podcasting, you say, Stan, I'm going to learn how to do it myself, and I'm going to try. I'm going to try and learn from doing. Good for you. And I say, but from time to time, you'll find it very helpful to pick up the phone and say, Stan, could you give me some advice on this? Because I've got 40 some years in this business, probably more. And if you put the whole radio stuff together, I've been loving radio since I was 7 years old. And so I know, first of all, I've made just about every mistake you could make. And I know how I can help you be better just simply because I learned how to be better, oftentimes by just doing it and failing and failing and doing it again until I got better. Practice does not make perfect, but it certainly makes you a lot closer to perfect. So That's part of what you need. Now, what I simply want you to do is go back, as I said in my last lesson, do it. By the way, you can invest, as I said, in a small microphone. Go on Amazon or any of those sources and find yourself a USB microphone. So you don't need a mixing board, which I have. They cost hundreds of dollars, close to $1,000, but you don't need that yet. I need it, or I could use it. I want to use it, but you know what? I can still take my USB microphone and plug it into my laptop, and I'm ready to go. I can do that. So, in effect, do that. Then find a recording software, and as I tell everybody, Audacity is free. Audacity. It's free. And it's all you will ever need for a long, long time. And maybe forever. I still use it most of the time. Okay, now, I'm not going to teach you how to do it. It's simple, but you've got to learn. But there are hundreds of YouTube videos from people who will teach you how to do it. I don't need to do that for you. You can do that with somebody else who will teach you how to use Audacity. Then, perhaps you want to buy yourself a headset. Okay, that's fine. By the way, you probably don't need it. You'll have to, maybe perhaps find eventually a platform, and there are hundreds of them, and I recommend 1 or 2 or 3, and those will be about $5 to $6 a month to once you make your podcast, and then you refine it and edit it or do whatever else you do to it, and then you want to put it on the World Wide Web so that millions of people can listen to it. That's all you need. Your laptop or your computer, a USB microphone, a Audacity recording set, perhaps a series of headphones, and you don't need to buy expensive headphones. You're just listening to yourself. You're not listening to great music. And as I said, make a podcast for 3 people. Make a podcast for 3 people about something you care about. Now, if you go back, I've taught you a whole lot of stuff about beginning to actually do the work that will help you make a decision about what your podcast should be about. Do something that you care about. Do something that you love. Do about something that gives you pleasure. Remember, radio is one blind person talking to another blind person. Oh, that makes it different. Secondly, you're not talking to people out there in radio land. You're talking to one person who you have pretty clearly defined and have them in mind. And thirdly, hey, all business is show business. You have to perform. And podcasting is performing. That's why all of my podcasts I do standing up. I do, just as I'm doing this video, because I know that the success in all broadcasting is energy. Now, I want you to just play back what you just heard. Okay? I just gave you 4 great secrets that you need to know and begin to put into your program. And then we start with your 3-person, 5, maybe 10, many 15-minute program. And then you go back and say, okay, now you just say, here's what I like about what I did. Here's what I like about it. And let's have your friends, and remember, no hitting you in the chops, no cutting you down. You say, I don't need your criticism. You know, I've got enough people in the world who criticize me. You're my friends. Tell me how you think I could do it and be better. Tell me how to do that. That's how you get started. And as I said, you go back, and as my teacher taught me, there was one thing that I was going to learn, and that's how to be a goal setter. Now, like I wanted to learn how to do golf, this guy was going to teach me how to be a goal setter. And so he gave me 12 lessons on a cassette. Now, that goes back many years ago, right? And he said, I want you to listen to each program 7 times. That's the deal. And then we'll talk about each one. That's how you will get good at becoming one of the 3% of the population who know how to be a goal setter. Do you want to be one of the 3% of all the podcasters who are really good? There's millions of them out there now. Do you want to be one of the 3% who are truly world class? Well, you can now get started. You know enough to produce that first podcast. And then if you want to send it to me and, set up at a time and we'll arrange for a little coaching session and we'll get you going. And every week and every program, you'll get better and better and better, and you will enjoy it more and more, and you will begin to find whether it's going to work for you and then how we can make it work better for you. Becoming world class at anything is hard work. But more than hard work, it's just consistent work. It is falling down and getting back up. It's doing a bad program and simply saying is, we'll do a better one next time. In effect, you will become not only a better podcaster, I guarantee you, you will actually become a better person. Probably a better parent, certainly a better listener, a better communicator, a better businessman or woman, because you will learn some of the things that go into how to be a powerful personal communicator. You will learn how to market yourself. You will learn how to express yourself. You will learn, and whether you ever do a podcast program at all, you will be better at who you are and what you do. I guarantee it. All right. You need help. This is a way for me to help you. This is free. My other stuff is not free. We have programs, we have coaching sessions, and we have other ways that we can help you and your team and your organization. Right now, there's a significant organization which has contacted me about, well, maybe we could do a podcast. And I said, okay, have you got 3 people who are really serious about this, and you have assigned them the responsibility of making this happen? And fine, if you found those 3, we can work together to help them, both online, Zooming, talking, or I can come and be there right by you in the studio. We will make it a fun experience. We always have fun. It will be a good experience, and it will help you become world class. That's what we do, and we do it well. StanHouston@gmail.com, StanHouston@gmail.com. Best and blessings, because you always close with a benediction. You always close with a blessing. You always make other people feel as if they're the most important person in the world. And if you do, and if people know that that is how you are treating them and helping them, you will be a success. Again, I guarantee it. Take care. Until next time, hope to hear from you. Bye for now. We press on because we want to help you. So reach out to us at stanhouston@gmail.com, stanhouston@gmail.com. And of course, this program is found, and there are many other fine programs to help you. Go to Reaching Your Audience by Being World Class on the YouTube channel. And leave a message, 520-664-7002, and let us know how we can help you. And this program is brought to you by the What It Takes Radio Company.